One of the hot issues now involves the local legislation for the non-contact apprehension policy. Because before, yung MMDA, they already had no contact apprehension. And no one was complaining because A, it was the MMDA, it was they had the authority, and they were legally allowed to to collect fines. And suddenly, the local governments, under the claim of local government code, creates legislation, enters to PPP, and Congressman Joey Salceda pointed out, teka, number one, local governments cannot pass on the responsibility of collecting fines from offenders to a private sector because it's part of the police power. And then it turns out that local governments cannot just make laws regarding roads and signages unless they have clearance from the DPWH. So ngayon umabot na tayo sa Supreme Court. What I'm heading towards, Senator Koko, is this: how do we prevent just anybody who got elected or who feels empowered that they can come up with any law they want, create any government agency or attached agency just to suit their needs or their politics?
We have to resort to the court system. That's why our justice system is very important, and the speed at which the courts dispose of the cases brought to it. Kasi kung alam mo, justice delayed is really justice denied. And then, you know, if cases like this, example, this complaints from constituents, complaints from consumers, if you allow this to pend for a long time, naging ano lang siya, pending lang siya, yung the frustrations you know, will tend to boil. And then finally there will be a public display of frustration. So wala akong masagot kasi sito except we have to avail of the court system. That's why kasi tapos na eleksyon I mean the first line of defense actually is in the campaign and in the choosing of the leaders. Okay.
Yes.
And kahit alam mo yung plano nila or disagree ka sa gagawin nila, nanalo pa rin sila. Okay, and here comes now yung what you were fearful of, yung kanilang planong gawing ito. Na taasan lahat ng taxes, taasan lahat ng permit, tapos ginawang in-automate, third party ang nagsabi may kasalanan ka, video lang ang so then you question this in your local court. Kaya nga merong mga RTCs sa lugar yes, okay yan. Because pero dito sa non-contact which are the local rules on the use of the streets, traffic rules, merong authority kasi ang local of course local governments dito. Otherwise si mayor talaga kawawa rin, talagang puputaktahin ng mga criticism yan kung masyadong matraffic. Pero ito nga sa nababasa ko at sa nakwento mo sito, meron medyo it raises really a question as well as a bad taste in the mouth na merong third party provider, a private entity, a private company which determines who violated and what, tapos pati yung fine. And ito yung nabasa ko ang payment yata rito sa third party provider is also dependent on the generated fines. Meron siya yatang part doon sa whatever fines are imposed. So yun po ang delikadong provision. I hope they raise that in their petition before the courts, because that arrangement is really dangerous, because that gives now the motivation, the economic motivation for this private entity to maximize the offenses so as to maximize the fines to be collected. So, and then meron siyang economic benefit. So, that is a very questionable setup.